greatest Rumble match ever.
The greatest Royal Rumble event in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia.
The Kingdom of Saudi Arabia invites the world to witness history. An iconic event live from the world-class King Abdullah Sports City Stadium. 7 championships will be defended.
Retribution. Nakamura and Styles for the WWE Championship. And a highly anticipated rematch from WrestleMania.
The Intercontinental Championship hangs above the ring. Will it be Seth Rollins, Samoa Joe, The Miz, or Finn Balor?
The WWE Cruiserweight Championship.
The Raw and SmackDown Tag Team titles. Both championships on the line. SmackDown's Jeff Hardy defends the United States title against Raw's Jinder Mahal.
Two of the best in-ring performers of all time.
Are you ready for the biggest event in this business?
You want some? Come get some.
The dead man has risen. Undertaker, Rusev, the casket match.
Rest in peace.
Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. Steel cage match.
Neither of these superstars is leaving this match without a few scars.
Legends rise.
Tonight, the eyes of the universe turn to the beautiful city of Jeddah as 50 men battle in the biggest Royal Rumble match in history.
Burning down, it's burning high. When ashes fall, the legends rise. We burn it up.
Welcome to the greatest Royal Rumble ever.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the podcast arena. Coming to the ring at this time.
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody!
First, representing This Week in Geek, and from parts unknown, he is Mike, the Birdman, Don.
I am one hardcore D-O-double-D.
I'm a nice man. I'm a nice man.
His tag team partner, representing the GeekCast radio network, and hailing from the outer reaches of your mind, he is Mike, TFG1 Blanchard.
I got 4 words for you. Check out my ass.
And from the Great White North, here is your special guest referee, Ryan, the UnEvenFlow.
The motive always gets his man.
You are listening to Mayhem Mics. And now, let's get ready to podcast!
Hello and welcome to Mayhem Mics. This is episode 36. Holy crap, folks. 3 episodes in a row in the last 3 weeks. I am, of course, TFG and Mike. And joining me is Ryan the UnEvenFlow Merkley. Hello, sir.
Hello, and I missed one of them.
Yeah, it's okay.
Doesn't happen often.
It was 7 hours too long. Too long!
I'm the, and I'm the, and I'm the fill-in guy, and I've only missed one of them.
Oh, but we are here, folks, to talk about the event that happened in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia this past Friday afternoon here in the States, because it aired at 12 Eastern time here in the States. WWE's The Greatest Royal Rumble, or Greatest Royal Rumble. Hashtag on Twitter, WWE Grrr.
Yeah, I'd like to thank the WWE app for telling me the ending of the all of the matches while it was at work. That was great, but whatever. It happens.
Yeah, I don't have the app on my phone, thank God.
It's handy. Like, I can't remember what it was. I was going to miss it. And I had wanted to catch it live, so I threw the app on my phone, and I just watched it. I think it was at work for one of the pay-per-views or something, and I've just left it on there. It's actually pretty convenient, though. It's not a bad... Anyway, this isn't the Shill the app. That's Michael Cole's job. This isn't the Shill the WWE app podcast. One thing I'll get into before we start actually talking about the pay-per-view. I don't want to skip over this, so I'll just address it now. I'm not real pleased with WWE accepting the Saudi money. And this is a company that doesn't need the money. They're not struggling for cash or anything else. They've just decided to do it. And there's first of all, obviously, there's no women on the card. And that is because women are not allowed to wrestle in Saudi Arabia. And they're basically, well, not basically, screw it. They're second-class citizens. Next we have notice that Finn Balor's Balor Club, multicolored tights and everything else are suddenly missing. Yep. That is because being gay is illegal in Saudi Arabia. Next, we have Sami Zayn not appearing. Sami Zayn is a Syrian Canadian, or he's a Canadian by way of Syria. That's where his family is from. And due to issues there, we'll say, he did not appear for fairly obvious reasons. Saudi Arabia is not a good country from a moralistic standpoint. They are not in the 20th century, much less the 21st.
Yeah,
and they've got a long ways to go. And WWE taking their money and kowtowing to it doesn't help things. I mean, they want to talk about the women's revolution, Divas Revolution. Maybe stand up for the women a little bit here.
Yeah, I love that part of it.
It's not wrestling's job to change the world or change people's opinions of things, but the entertainment can go a long way. And this, anyway.
I love that the part of the Greatest Royal Rumble event that we're going to talk about the pay-per-view here in a minute, where it's basically cuts to several women over there, right?
Yep.
And like, seriously? Really?
It got edited out, and they had to issue an apology in case you hadn't heard.
Oh, really?
Okay, so yeah, you mentioned that, and yeah, I'll get into that too. That portion of the Rumble was cut out as quickly as they could, and they had to issue an apology nationally for having scantily clad women and it being not.
Wow.
It being not acceptable.
Wow. Okay, so let's get into this thing.
Yeah, so that's not good, and I
No.
didn't want to just skip over it.
No,
I'm not real happy
that's
with this.
no, like
No, I'm just saying that, yeah, I'm not real happy with this event or the fact that WWE. So they've also opened a performance center over there, which of course will not accept women, and nor will it accept anybody LGBT or anything else. And that's WWE is essentially getting into bed with these guys, and they know the lay of the land, and I'm not pleased with them for it. So
yeah, no, this is not good. Like, I mean, I know Vince is getting old, but he has other people around him. He has Triple H, he has Stephanie, he has Shane, he has all these people around him that can tell him this is not a good business decision.
No, I mean, well, we'll see if it actually affects them. And one of the things is, let's be honest, wrestling has waned since the Attitude Era. They'll never get those ratings that they did at that point.
Yeah.
In the meantime, they should really work at trying to be as inclusive as they can because they can't afford to limit their audience.
And most of the time they have been, except for this.
Yeah, and that's the issue, is that suddenly deciding to take the money that they really don't need all that badly to do this just seems like it's kind of a misstep. Now, we'll see what happens. I mean, maybe as time goes on, things will change. But this event and the fact that if you watch WWE programming and then all of a sudden everything involving the women is taken out, it's pretty jarring right now. It also doesn't help that some of the women are their best performers at the moment. So, whatever. Anyway.
It's crazy. I want to bring up one other thing before we get into this.
Uh-oh.
Are they, like, you say they're not hard up for the cash.
No.
Well, they must be, because I got an email like a week before, like last week, before this event happened, or as people are hearing this the Monday after the event, you know, about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, that said, hey, you can resubscribe to the WWE Network 3 months for 99 cents. The only time I have ever seen a 3 month for 99-cent deal is on Audible. Okay, I've seen the $9.99. I've seen this. I've seen that. They're now promoting it to where it's like $9.99, and you get this free, and you get that free, and you get that free.
The network itself has been a pretty consistent earner for them, with a subscriber base of roughly just under 2 million consistently, and that doesn't necessarily include the free subscriptions. You know, you sign up for a month and you get the first month free, that sort of thing.
Right.
That they have. They're making good money from that. And house show, people can talk about how house show attendance and that sort of thing is down, but the network itself, again, is a more consistent earner and gauge for them at this point than that is. And as well as different TV contracts and that sort of thing. I mean, you look at the NFL is a terrible example. Let's try this again. Look at Major League Baseball, especially where salaries are consistently going up. Attendance is consistently going down, but owners are still making a crap ton of money.
Right.
And the issue is TV rights, different network rights, and that sort of thing, and that's where your money is. So yeah, attendance may drop, but you can still make money other ways. And WWE, for its streaming, we've seen it time and time again. Their streaming stuff is cheap to put on. And something like this, this one event earned them, I can't remember the number. It was one of the highest box offices they've had. It was millions and millions and millions of dollars, plus the contract money, plus they get to throw it on the network essentially for free.
Yeah.
This is something they're putting on anyway. So it's good money for them. They're not struggling for cash. They've done a lot of cash cutting measures. I mean, I don't know about you or anyone else, listeners, you can let me know, but I think this is the most fireworks I can remember at its WWE event. Plus, they've gotten rid of all the intro pyro until now, so it's really kind of...
Yeah.
It's really kind of jarring that they had all this going off.
Well, the one thing I kind of liked about it was the fact that it was another open... It wasn't like Florida... in WrestleMania 24 or WrestleMania 33 or whatever the last one at Florida was, whatever event it was that was in the same place as WrestleMania 24. The whole thing is open air, but it's not totally open because you still have the crowd. It's basically an oval-shaped roof, but it's basically open. And I kind of dig. I always dig when WWE does that.
I was going to say that too. I kind of like the open air stuff. And it made it feel more special for some reason. If you were to just look at this card and how things turned out, I've seen some people say, "Oh, it was just basically a house show." It didn't feel like a house show. It felt kind of special. It felt like something different, and I liked that.
It was different. It was special. No matter what the behind-the-scenes crap was with the money and the cutting and the this and the that and the whatever else, the event was special because, as I said a second ago, I've been watching WWE faithfully since WrestleMania 23. So that was
week.
Shut up. That was 2007. You know, in almost 11 years, I don't think I've ever seen them do anything with national anthems unless somebody has passed or unless they're doing a moment of silence thing or something. But I've never seen them at any of the pay-per-views do national anthem stuff. And they did both Saudi Arabia and the USA national anthem. It was instrumental, thank God. It wasn't Janet Jackson, you know, popping her boob out or anything. Not that that would fall over in Saudi Arabia, but...
No. I was taking a knee for both. So. That's another sport. Whoops. Anyway.
You want me to put an arrow in that knee for you?
That's a video game. No, that's not
yes,
real.
I know. Exactly. But what I'm saying is...
Just as an event, though, I enjoyed this quite a bit. Just eliminate the other stuff for the rest of this.
Yeah, pretty much. All right, we started off with people who have not faced each other in 8 years or so.
Yeah, also, what the hell? Talking about an opening match.
Yeah, like...
into it with Hunter and Cena.
Like, okay, I get it. Like, when I heard, like, when you look at the WWE pay-per-view schedule like I have and like you have and like some other people have, okay, they've stopped doing the separate branded pay-per-views. They're now going to be doing co-branded pay-per-views starting with Backlash. So we're basically getting one pay-per-view a month. Well, WrestleMania was like 3 weeks ago or whatever. And now we have this, and I'm like, wait, I thought it was one pay-per-view a month. What is going on with this? And this whole pay-per-view, it seemed like all the storyline was thrown out. Like, in most of the match. Like,
to a certain extent, yeah. It seems like a lot of stuff was just done as a setup for Backlash, too. You know, we had the Nakamura, for example, we'll get into it then, but we had Nakamura Styles and...
In a double count
out. Yep. Just so we could go into Backlash. And I think the Hunter Cena thing is just they wanted big names. And
they wanted big names. And
we don't know what Cena's doing going forward.
Because of the...
Well, who knows what. Yeah, storyline-wise, he got squashed by The Undertaker.
Yeah.
I mean, he lost in 3 minutes, which, that was pretty surprising. And as for Hunter, they'll probably keep him off TV for a while to continue the Rousey storyline. Mm-hmm. He and Steph are probably going to take some time away, so you want some extra star power, it's fine to kind of throw this out. But
absolutely.
This match ends up that it's just kind of there. And then,
but it was such a good match.
And then, by the way, we have Cena just completely slobber all over the crowd at the end. So, this is so great. A great part of the world, blah, blah, blah.
Well, I mean, it's him being himself. I don't know if he was...
He was just happy that there are no women around, so he didn't have to see Nikki and feel bad about everything. Wow, that was a really low blow even for me. I'm just gonna stop there.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about low blows later because
it's Nakamura's thing now. No, this was a good match, and it's probably the best that it's two kind of part-timers at this point, but I think Cena winning was the right call. He had the rough loss at WrestleMania. I think having this in another pay-per-view essentially is a really smart move.
Yeah.
And it was a solid... All of the matches on this card, by the way, were pretty solidly entertaining.
Yep.
Which is another reason why I think people should check it out, even if the results weren't super shocking or anything. It's worth a watch.
Absolutely. The next one, we had the Cruiserweight Championship, Cedric Alexander versus Kalisto. I don't watch the Cruiserweight division, so I
just don't have the time for 205 live, and that's kind of a downer, because there's a lot of good performers, and it's just unfortunate I don't have enough bloody time in the week.
Yep, exactly. Between this and Transformers comics, it's, Then there was the Raw Tag Team Championship.
What do you want to mention? I mean, Cedric Alexander, A, retained, and B, it was a good match, again.
Yeah, it was a really good match. The Raw Tag Team Championship, The Bar versus the Woken Wyatts, or the Woken Hardys, or Hardy Wyatt, or whatever you want to call them. The deletion of worlds.
And this was the only title change.
Yep.
And it's surprising to me for a couple reasons. It is and it isn't. I know they're trying to push Matt and Bray, but what the hell with the poor Bar? So first of all, they get beat at WrestleMania by Braun and a 10-year-old kid or whatever.
Yeah.
By the way, still would have given anything for Cesaro to... He should have at least put the kid in the airplane spin and just spun him for about 10 minutes or something. You know, maybe if WrestleMania were running behind or something like that, they could have just, make up extra time by having him just swing Nicholas around. Missed opportunity there. But basically the Bars kind of looked like a bunch of losers for a while now.
Especially since Cesaro had his teeth knocked out or knocked in or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't won many matches or high-profile matches or anything, and I feel kind of bad for them because they've been consistently two of the best performers on the show.
Yep.
And they're entertaining together. It's given two guys who basically were going nowhere for a long time something to do. Yeah. Although, I guess you could say the same about Bray and Matt, but...
Well, here's the thing,
I've been the one on this show that's been extolling the virtues of Bray Wyatt.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that I really care about this. There's also something about Matt Hardy and the way they're using him that I'm just a lot less in. It feels like they're not going full tilt with the whole broken Matt Hardy thing, the way TNA did, and it doesn't come across as much fun or anything. I don't know.
See,
there's something missing from this.
You know what's missing? I can tell you exactly what's missing.
Jeff?
Ah, yes. Greetings, my sibling. It is delightful to see you. And I am so glad you have overcome your broken condition.
Oh, I tried to call you, Matt. I actually left a message. I'm sure it accidentally got
deleted. Of course.
Until I knew you were preparing for Andre's Battle Royale of Giants.
Yes, I was. And I won due to an all too familiar foe. Brother Nero.
Wonderful! I'm so glad my brother rendered Sister Abigail
obsolete!
How are you feeling?
I feel wonderful.
What was that all about?
The new United States champion Jeff Hardy. That's
they're on different shows, so I guess it sort of makes sense. But
they're on different shows now because of the Superstar shakeup. But when Jeff came back, there was when he just came back and he won the championship on Raw off of Jinder. And he met up with Matt and Bray, and Jeff was doing the whole Woken thing. I'm like, ooh, Woken Hardys. I get it with the two of them. I understand it. I think it's kind of cool with both of them doing the shtick.
Yeah.
With Bray there, the deleter of worlds, it just doesn't...
Well, then they had the whole family, too, right? In TNA, they had Matt's wife join in as well, and something about it worked, and the company went all in. They're not here. No. It doesn't help that Jeff Hardy's been in this... Well, sorry, it's only been 2 matches, but, oh, jeez. Hell with it. So the Bar loses that one. That was a good match. The Jinder Mahal versus Jeff Hardy match that we're talking about came up next, a United States title rematch. This match was terrible.
It was bad.
And they both botched a ton of things. Ever since losing the title, so we were pretty critical of Mahal when he had the title.
Yeah.
But, oh man, he was a million times better back then than he's been in the last few months, because he's been dreadful.
Yep.
And even worse, they keep teasing that maybe he's going to have another matchup with Orton, which yip-de-doo. I'm really looking forward to that after the crap fest that they had for an entire summer.
You know.
Oof, I mean, he's just been bad, and I really hate criticizing guys who can do. I've seen this live, so the stuff that these performers do is astounding, and it's amazing to me that there's not more botches. So I always feel crappy when I criticize somebody, but oof, he has not been good lately, and getting the title off of him has been a good call.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they need to repackage him or something like this. I don't know. The whole
modern day Maharaja thing.
Yeah.
No,
has not been particularly entertaining. There's been an underlining racism to it. There was that crap feud with Nakamura, which was just garbage and did not lead to any particularly good matches for anybody either. And just
no, not at all.
Maybe just repackage him because he's got talent.
Yeah, and get rid of the Singh brothers completely.
Yeah, that shtick feels like it's kind of run its course at this point.
Yeah. Then there was the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match, the Bludgeon Brothers versus the Usos.
So this was kind of meh because, well, two reasons. One is we got a really long break.
Yeah.
In between this, and they had Jericho come out and give not a bad interview, but not his best. And then we got a whole bunch of hype and chatting with JR, King, and Booker T.
Yeah, I did not care
fine,
for that. I mean, I like that, but like, if I want to see that,
long.
I
wanted to skip it, and so well, let's be honest, I was at work when this aired originally, so I did skip a good portion of it, and I don't feel that I lost anything. So then we come out of that, and we get the Bludgeon Brothers basically beating the crap out of the Usos again, which was kind of a downer. It was essentially a squash match.
Mm-hmm. Very much so.
Something in this one didn't click either. It wasn't a great match or anything. I don't know. And the Usos have had great matches for months now, mostly with the New Day, but really everything they've done has just been near perfect. And to see them kind of get squashed in a mediocre match is mildly unpleasant. I don't know. The Bludgeon Brothers winning is the right call. I like what they're doing with them. I'm hoping maybe this is going to lead to a big matchup, cross-promotion matchup with them and Authors of Pain or something eventually, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know. This match just... But the IC title match, that was cool as hell.
That was a great match.
We had
Samoa Joe, Finn Balor, The Miz, and Seth Rollins. Guys who are all pretty familiar with each other for the most part. I don't think Joe has faced Miz much, but he's definitely worked with Balor before. He's worked with Rollins in the past as well. So this was a really good match, and probably I'd say it was the best on the card in the end.
It was the best on the card in the end when it came to current full-time performers. Because if this match wasn't here, John and Hunter would have been the best. As far as the actual singles matches, not counting the actual Rumble part. But yeah, no, I loved it. And I thought, Seth was pretty damn fast at the end there. I was not expecting that.
Seth has been getting... He's really seemed energized in the last few months now that he's kind of got his mojo back. I wonder, too, if some of it was getting used to what is essentially a reconstructed knee. And, yeah, getting to work with guys like Balor helps him a lot, too. Because, I mean, Finn Balor could have a good match with me. That's... meant to point out how good he is.
Yes.
Not necessarily how terrible I would be. But, well, maybe a little both. But anyway, He's really good, and he's been really on his game. Miz is one of the most entertaining guys in the company right now. And Joe, when he left, was near the top of his game, too, doing some really good stuff, but then got injured and kind of took his momentum away. It's nice to see him back again, though.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He's a guy I hope they do good or big things with in the future. But
yeah, I want to see Joe, like, I was going to save this for later, but I'll say it now. I want to see Joe versus Brock. I want to see anybody other than Roman versus Brock at this point.
Yeah, we'll get into that.
Yeah, we will.
But yeah, Seth Rollins retains here, and that was fine. And it was well done, and it was a good ending, too. I like that, they let Balor... First of all, he looked tough, because, he had the bleeding above his eye. Yeah. And I like how impressed he was, or shocked, that Rollins managed to just run up and grab the title and just leave, basically.
Pretty much,
under his nose. And, yeah, it was just well done. I liked that a lot, and I don't think it diminished. The ending didn't diminish anybody. It makes Rollins look like a fantastic athlete, which, oh yeah, he is.
He is, yeah. Yeah, exactly. And then what was next? The low
Shinsuke,
blows?
AJ, yeah.
So it ended in a double count out. So AJ retains because he has championship advantage.
This was solid, and I thought it worked a little better than their WrestleMania match did, but then the fact that it was a pointless ending essentially kind of hurts it.
Like,
I thought what they've done with Nakamura as a heel, though. It feels like they've kind of rejuvenated him a little bit.
I like the whole thing after the low blow, where on Raw the next night, Renee goes to try to talk to him, and he goes, "Sorry, no speak English." Like, I like that. I like that part of it, but the constantly relying on the low blow thing, we've talked about this before. We specifically talked about it with Y2 AJ and Jericho. There are points where a storyline or something, or one part of a storyline goes way too far, too long. Well, it hasn't even been, they haven't even had their rubber match against each other yet for this championship, for the WWE Championship, and the damn low blows are already too many for me. I'm sick of it, or I don't even care about these two anymore.
I feel like it should be something that becomes a part of the body you work over. They try to work the leg and that kind of thing. They should just add it in. Just, Shinsuke working on AJ's groin.
Oh, God.
He's pounding away on AJ's
Somebody
groin
call Axel Braun for a, triple X porno over here. Oh, my God. No. Yeah, no. But yeah, I still enjoy AJ. I still enjoy Shinsuke when he's not punching people in the nuts. But overall, the two of them right now, I could give a shit less about this. Here's what you do with John. You put him wherever you have to put him, because he can go wherever he wants to. Have him go after that 17th title at this point. Because right now, the shit between AJ and Nakamura means nothing. For the championship, anyway. It means nothing.
Yeah.
Then there was the casket match.
It happened eventually, which is nice. We had Rusev and get pulled out at one point, and it's nice, though, to give Rusev something big, because obviously a match against The Undertaker is huge, A.
Yeah.
B, a match against The Undertaker in a casket match is even bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So it's nice. Rusev's been cheered for forever, even when he's not on TV.
Yeah.
It's about time they did something with him, and I don't know, yeah, he loses, which he should, but it's a good match. It was nice to see Taker in something longer, too, because
yeah,
that surprised me.
Yeah, the Cena match wasn't, like you said, it was basically done in 3 minutes at Mania. It wasn't really like to do...
I was wondering what to expect from this just because of that. But no, they actually had a good, like, pretty long match where he hit all of his moves and that sort of stuff again.
Yeah. What do you think the rest of the year is going to hold for Taker? Are they going to put him in more things, do you think? Are they going to have him show up at SummerSlam or Survivor Series? Or...
I have no idea. You'd have to ask Vince. There's been reports that he's in much better shape. Well, I mean, he clearly looks in much better shape since the hip surgery, and he could apparently appear quite a few more times, they've said, but who knows?
Who knows?
I have no idea, but it was nice to see him, and it's nice to see him look good. I think I had mentioned that before WrestleMania, that I was worried about him, considering his last appearance against Roman that wasn't great. He had trouble lifting him up and that sort of thing. He looked 100 times better against Cena, and he looked even better than that, I'd say, against Rusev.
I think... I think that's kind of why when John was trying to go to, like, the whole storyline lead up to Mania, why John basically pointed out at one point, oh, you're posting, workout videos on your wife's Instagram. I'm like, damn. So, I don't know. Yeah, but Taker did look amazing. And honestly, The Undertaker is the only person any wrestler should be going against in a casket matches are not normal. Casket matches should be and always should be reserved for The Undertaker because, hello, dead man. But yeah, no, Rusev looked good. Taker looked good. Yeah, Rusev lost, but Rusev's been losing a lot lately. Which is sad because Rusev is really, when he's not doing the whole, Russia is, or whatever, Bulgaria, whatever, is better than America thing. I like Rusev. I don't necessarily like the Rusev Day gimmick, but I like Rusev in general.
He's got comedic timing, and it's clear that he enjoys what he does. It's just it's been really unfortunate that they haven't done much with the poor guy. We saw his potential, though. I mean, when he was fighting Cena way back when now, which seems forever ago.
It was
at this point. But when he came out on the tank, for example, holy cow, were people, and you'd think with the whole Russia thing going on in the States, for example, it might be a good time to pick up on that. They obviously won't because you know who is Vince's buddy, but yeah, I'm just waiting for another Battle of the Billionaires at this point. Anyway,
okay, so after that we had the tryout segment. Okay. Okay.
Well, actually, so the tryout segment was actually before that, which,
Okay, either way.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever.
Or no, sorry, the tryout was before AJ Nakamura. That's right.
Oh, well, whoops.
It was after the Seth Rollins. That's right. We got segment of Fowler and whatever.
Yeah. And the Daivaris came out.
Yep.
And they're like, ooh, Iran is better. And I'm like, oh, really? They really went there? Really? Come on. Like,
Yeah, so after the Taker match, we got to the Taker exits with the lightning and that sort of thing. And then we had the steel cage.
With Brock and Reigns.
Yeah, we had the steel cage get lowered for Brock and Roman, which, all right, let's just get into this.
Okay, so first of all, he's got a new contract. Fine, whatever. Does his contract actually state that he has to always retain the frigging championship?
Maybe it does. I don't know why. Well, the problem here is that they've written themselves into a corner that Reigns just can't seem to beat Lesnar. A. B. Reigns is not getting over.
No.
C. Their matches have not been exceptionally entertaining, with both of them just trading their finishers over and over again, essentially. And D, I don't think anybody really wanted to see this. I just don't care.
No.
Have Lesnar fight somebody else. Why is it always Roman? And why does Roman get a title shot anyway? He lost the last one. There was no reason for this.
Yeah,
why
really.
does he suddenly get a rematch?
Yeah, because
he got the crap beat out of him last time. What was the point?
Yeah.
Have anybody else.
Yeah, and the higher stakes thing of the steel cage, like, this has been the most unimpressive steel cage match since I was 9 years old watching WWE in the A. Like seriously,
Tommy Prison match. I mean, come on.
Okay, well, we'll get into that later once we get into, I think it's entrant 45 or 46. But it's one of those things where it's like, okay, Brock has a new contract. Brock can do whatever's in his contract, or he doesn't have to do whatever's in his whatever is in that contract. Brock will or will not do, and he'll do whatever the hell he wants to because he's Brock Lesnar and he doesn't give a shit. Here's the thing, like you just said, why does it always have to, like, just because Dean is on the shelf right now, which sucks, absolutely sucks, why does it have to be Roman Reigns? Why can't Roman do something else? Have Roman and...
Because for whatever, they want him at the top consistently, it looks
they want him at the top consistently, but here's the problem. Putting him
they're trying to get him over for some reason.
Hasn't he gotten? Wasn't he getting over already? Since he started doing this CM Punk John Cena thing of calling everybody out and calling Brock out and calling the contract out and doing this and getting suspended and all, wasn't he getting over at that point? Wasn't the crowd actually cheering for him when he was doing the whole thing, part of the storyline of, oh, Brock isn't here, but I am. I'm full-time. Brock is part-time. Why does Brock get off? Like, I thought he was getting over, but now, after seeing this match, it's like everybody hates him again, and he didn't do anything different.
Well, he was, and then the WrestleMania match happened where they let him kick out of, 5 F5s, including one through a table?
Yeah.
Which was just dumb, because when you present something... I think wrestling works best when you can at least pretend it's real. Yeah. And when you present something just ridiculously out of... For months, we were shown nobody can kick out of an F5. One of them beat Braun. One of them beat Joe. And superhero Roman can take 5 of them, including one through a table. It was really, really silly.
Yeah, it was.
And it did Roman no favors. He's written to be this badass, but instead of ever showing us or letting him be a badass, he gets to talk about it. He gets beat up, and they paint him as the Daniel Bryan guy when he should be the Brock Lesnar, basically. They should let him kick ass. They shouldn't have him, he gets beat up for 90% of the match, and then can hit a move and pins anybody, Kevin Owens, Miz, Rollins, whoever, Joe. No, let him actually kick ass. That's when he was starting to kind of get over, but no, they go back. For some reason, he's got to be the resilient babyface. It doesn't work when you're, 6, whatever he is. You're huge, you're jacked.
Yeah.
You look like you could beat up anybody, and you get your ass kicked for 20 minutes of every match.
Yeah, it's just crazy.
I don't know. In the ending, too, so the end is Reigns spears Brock through the cage, which we've seen that spot before, we'll say. And Brock wins because he hit the cage first. Hit the ground first.
It's just...
And sure.
It's frustrating as all hell. Like, I want to see... I know I can't because separate shows, but, Joe and Lesnar or something different.
You want to do resilient babyface story? Have Daniel Bryan face Lesnar. No, seriously, I think it'd be a really good match. We saw AJ versus him, and that was a great match.
Yeah.
And that's the story they told. AJ was resilient, and it was really enjoyable. But don't do it with a guy that we can't believe or isn't believable that he's going to get mauled for 20 minutes and then hit one move and it's over.
Yeah. So, not counting Raw and SmackDown episodes between the time of WrestleMania and the time of Greatest Royal Rumble. In the month of May, WWE's 2 pay-per-views that happen in May, in total, minus pre-shows, are 10 hours. 5 hours each for WrestleMania and Greatest Royal Rumble. That's too much. That's just way, like... I wasn't expecting Greatest Royal Rumble to be just a 2-hour show or a 3-hour show. I was expecting maybe 4. I was not expecting another 5-hour pay-per-view. It took me 2 days again to watch this. Now, WrestleMania this year, because WrestleMania, I believe, was a much more interesting card for the first half of it, at least up to the Rousey match. It took me maybe 1.5 days to watch WrestleMania this year, unlike last year where it took me 2 days, because, 7 hours. Too long. But the fact that this was another 5-hour pay-per-view was ridiculous. Now, what do you think? Royal Rumbles generally are 30 men, or 30 women, whatever. What did you think of the 50-man thing? Did you... I don't know.
It was enjoyable. It was a little long, but I thought it was neat how they kept a lot of the feuds. They remembered that Jericho should hate Owens. They remembered that Shane should hate Owens. They remembered that everybody should just hate Owens. But they also remembered that Big Cass is going to be facing Daniel Bryan soon. They remembered that that Titus O'Neil likes to trip and fall under the rig. No, anyway, that was the funniest thing.
That was the best moment of the
amazing night. I couldn't not say that. But no, they did a lot of good things, and I really liked that they let Daniel Bryan get something out of this, because he, of course, got to break the record.
Right.
For longest time in a Rumble. Now, part of that, too, is this is a 50-man, but... Yeah. No, it was nice to give him something while also obviously making Braun look good, because Braun was out at 41, but gets to break the elimination record.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna run down all the entrants so we can stop and go as we please. But I'm just gonna run them down, who entered at what position, and if you want to talk about any of them, fine. We don't have to, but. Obviously, Daniel Bryan was number 1. Dolph Ziggler at number 2. Sin Cara at number 3. Curtis Axel at number 4. Mark Henry at number 5. That's kind of awesome. Mike Kanellis at number 6, which he now has the shortest
he broke
time on.
Yeah, he broke Santino's record.
Yep. Sumi on number 7. He and Mark Henry went face-to-face, and then Mark Henry threw him out. Victor from the Ascension at number 8, Kofi from the New Day at number 9, Tony Nese at number 10, one half of the Revival, Dash Wilder at number 11, Hornswoggle at number 12. I was hoping he would go further than what he did. I was actually hoping he was going to climb under the ring and just stay there for a while.
Fan. No.
I just think it's funny. I mean, I just think it's funny as well.
You and Vince would get along great then.
Primo from the Colognes at 13, Xavier from New Day at 14, Bo Dallas at 15, Kurt Angle at 16.
I will note, by the way, we got the we got the Kofi saving himself after Xavier came out.
Yeah, I saw that. That was hilarious. With him basically jumping on Xavier's back or something. Yeah, that was hilarious.
And then, you mentioned we were at 16 and where Angle came out. And, of course, he eliminated one of the original participants, which was Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
Which would be interesting to see if they continue that with Dolph's kind of running roughshod with Drew McIntyre on Raw. And I mean, Angle's their GM, so I'm wondering if this is going to lead to them feuding with him, or see if they go anywhere with this.
Exactly.
Man, you're tired already of this.
God, no,
Scott Dawson was next at 17.
Yep, and then Goldust at 18. The other half of the Ascension, Connor at 19, Elias at 20, Luke Gallows at 21, Rhino at 22, Drew Gulak at 23. He's from NXT. Tucker Knight, also from NXT.
Drew Gulak's been on 205 Live.
205 Live, okay. Bobby Roode at 25, Fandango at 26, Chad Gable at 27, Rey Mysterio, the 619 at number 28. That was kind of cool.
It was. I'm a little surprised that he didn't have more to do with the finish, as in he doesn't last as long as I thought he might have.
Yep.
That's a little weird. It's nice to see. It's always nice to see him though, and man, said it before, I'll say it again. Oh, he's in great shape. If he were on 205 Live, even if it's for a night, just at some point, just to be there for one night, or if he rejoined Raw or SmackDown, that would be nice, but we'll see.
Yeah, it would be awesome. Mojo Rawley at 29, Tyler Breeze at 30. That was kind of funny how Fandango tried to save him.
Yep.
Big E from New Day at 31, Carl Anderson at 32, Apollo Crews at 33, Roderick Strong, NXT.
Yes,
205,
and he's also on 205. But, really good wrestler.
Randy Orton at 35. That guy who has kids, Heath Slater at 36. Baba Tunde at 37. Baron Corbin at 38. Titus O'Neil, damn, he tripped at 39.
Having some trouble,
yeah.
It was interesting to hear the announcers breaking
all,
character and just being this. Corey Graves just could not stop laughing.
No, he couldn't.
Which I can't blame him.
39 men. And the leader of Titus Worldwide, Titus O'Neil.
Titus had a very busy week here in Saudi Arabia. He's had dinner with many princes and very important people, and he just...
Oh my God, what the heck? What did Titus just... I can't believe what I just saw. Did that really happen?
Oh my God.
Oh my God, did that happen?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did.
Titus O'Neil trying to slide into the ring.
Let's just move on and forget about it.
I can't believe this.
Okay, no.
Oh my God, here's the replay. Titus O'Neil trying to get into the ring, and Titus O'Neil tripped and went head first through the apron underneath the ring. And Titus is ticked off now.
I just might want to check the size of his boots.
This reminds me, oh my God. That reminded me of when Titus O'Neil was trying to carry a keg at the old NXT, and he tripped on the mat as well.
I was there for that. I remember.
That may be the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Byron, what is it about the University of Florida, you and Titus?
Don't go there. All right.
Oh, my God.
That may be the greatest moment in Royal Rumble history. It really might be the greatest moment ever.
I'm trying to hold it together. Randy Orton's in jeopardy. Right?
Maybe Titus had baby oil on his boots.
Number 40 is on the way.
That's hilarious. And then they're like, what is he, like 6'7", 6'8"? He went halfway under the ring.
Yeah, he slid, man. You forget what a great athlete he is and how fast he can move, because... Geez, that took some running like a train there. Yeah, well.
At 40, Dan Matha, and then it was all. Yep, it was all over at 41, folks.
Yeah, some guy.
The monster among men, Braun Strowman at 41. Oh, I love Braun.
He is so much. I was so wrong about him when he debuted. I figured he was never gonna get anywhere. He wasn't a great wrestler. He didn't have any character with the Wyatts or anything. And
that's because he didn't have any character with the Wyatts, but on his own, oh my God, he's fantastic.
I genuinely like seeing him.
Yeah, like I said before, when they were doing the whole Brock Roman thing with the ambulance and the this, and like all of that was like, wow.
Braun's a guy. It feels like he's the one they should be trying to build around, not Roman, because Brock has Brock has everything too for the most part, but Braun definitely has everything. He's got comedic timing. I mean, he's hilarious when they let him go.
Yeah,
he's obviously got the look.
Obviously,
and his wrestling has improved significantly. He's not quite. he's not quite at the high level of some of the other guys, but some of the stuff he can do, and we saw him do a drop kick recently.
Yeah.
And he's very good, and he's improving leaps and bounds seemingly every few weeks.
Yeah.
So it feels like he's the guy they need to be building around, because the fans obviously love him. Listen to the reaction he gets everywhere, including
every
Saudi
time.
Arabia. Just
every single time. It's just so great. Like his whole thing with WrestleMania, or the night after WrestleMania, with relinquishing the tag team belts because Nicholas has school or whatever. It's like, that was just hilarious.
The Braun Strowman thing was funny too.
Yeah.
His stuff with Elias was funny. Elias is terrific as well. Then I like how Elias had the potential to be one-dimensional, but he's able to be humorous with whatever he's given as well.
Right.
Anyway.
All right, we had Ty Dillinger, the Perfect 10 at 42.
Thank goodness they didn't continue the whole he comes out at 10 every
time.
By the way.
Yeah, thank God.
Yay.
Kurt Hawkins at 43, Bobby Lashley at 44, and the number 45, folks, the Great Khali. Last time we saw Khali was in the Punjabi prison match with Jinder last year. Yeah, I mean...
Also, Khali is able to drop Braun briefly.
Briefly, yeah.
But then, Strowman and Lashley teamed up to toss him out.
Yep. 46 was KO, and...
Yay.
47
I am
was...
an unabashed fan of
I love KO. I think he's awesome.
And
the only time
that, right after him, here comes Shane.
Shane O'Mac. And the look on KO's face.
Yeah.
Just the look. Like, how dare you? How dare you bring him out right after me? Oh my God, I have to go after him. I have to now continue the feud. Yada,
and
yada,
then
yada.
when we get to 50, he gets to do it again, basically.
Yes.
But, we'll continue on. So, 46, was Kevin.
It was Kevin Owens. 47 was Shane O'Mac. 48 was Shelton Benjamin. What the hell are they doing with him? Like...
I don't know, but he'll be a guy that I think works really well if they put him in a program against Jeff Hardy. Maybe for the U.S. title on SmackDown. I think that would go well. He's got talent. He can talk. I like that they teamed him up with Gable for a while to kind of give him a boost. But now's the time to let him out on his own again, because he's a really good performer. He always was.
Yeah, absolutely. And then 49 was Big Cass. So you got KO and Shane O'Mac still having the feud. Now you got this feud between KO and Bryan.
But Cass comes in to kind of interrupt that too, because he's got Bryan now.
Yeah. And I'll say this for Cass. Why wasn't he talking earlier? Like, why wasn't he talking? Like, I get it, Enzo and Cass. So it was supposed to be Enzo, but...
I watched him coming up, and in NXT, he did not have the confidence he does now.
Okay.
It wasn't a matter of skill, because anytime he talked... So, for example, they had him feud with Aiden English at one point, and he got to do sing-off with him. And that was the first time I can remember realizing, holy cow, if he gets more confidence, this guy's going to go far, because he's got a great look, but he just didn't have any mic skills, and it wasn't because and that's when I realized it wasn't because he couldn't, it's because he just didn't feel like he could, but he for whatever happened, he got away from that, and he got over it, and he's terrific now. I really like him. I'm happy for him. He seems like a good dude.
Yeah, and I love this direction that they're doing with him and Bryan.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. It'll be... My issue is I'm not sure you want Bryan to lose his first feud when he comes back. And
True.
I'm not sure you want to do that with Cass either. So I wonder who loses in that scenario.
I don't know. I'm hoping they don't do double count-out stuff, but...
No, they'll just reserve that for AJ and Shinsuke forever. So we got 50 is
and then
none other
Jericho.
than Jericho.
And I can't decide if it's when Shane came out or when Jericho came out that KO's face got even more
and I love
upset.
I loved that Shane helped everybody take turns beating up Owens.
Yep.
Later on. That was a nice
hilarious.
touch as well. Everybody got a shot to rough him up. Like Brian did, Jericho did, Shane did. It was a good continuity there.
Yeah, I don't predict, and this is just me looking at the guy. I don't particularly like the cross between old Chris Jericho look and new Chris Jericho look for his hair. What the hell was going on with his hair?
He's probably just trying to grow it back in for his... he's doing a tour again with his band and everything else. Probably just kind of get that back.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But no, like... the whole thing with that, with KO and Jericho, oh my god. And by the end of it, like... the ending, I was I've seen Braun move really fast, but Braun, you know how Michael Cole always oh, Randy Orton with the RKO out of nowhere. I'm like, fuck that. Braun Strowman out of nowhere throwing Shane through a table. Holy
Braun's athleticism is insane.
Yeah.
And everything he can do, and it's not just his strength, it's his ability to run, his ability to just
do everything.
He can do it all.
Yep.
And he looks natural at all of it too, which is so impressive. I think I said that about Owens way back when he debuted, because he was doing stuff. He can do a swanton. He's done moonsaults, and it looks great. Braun can seemingly do everything as well, and it's astounding for a guy that size. It's pretty astounding for Owens too, who's obviously not a small man either.
Yeah.
It's nuts that they have so many guys that are so athletic. You look at Rollins, who looks athletic. I think he nicknamed himself CrossFit Jesus, which is pretty strong and hilarious.
Yep.
And yeah, they've just so many guys that can move so quick, but yeah, you just do not expect it from Braun, who looked like $1 million, and they let him dump. So he booted out Lashley, Jericho, and Owens in pretty quick succession after the Shane toss, which should be an Olympic event apparently.
Yeah.
And then they let Cass eliminate Daniel Bryan, which Bryan had been in there forever at that point.
An hour and 5 minutes, an hour and 6 minutes, or something like that.
I couldn't remember the exact time, but that was neat. And then we get Cass and Braun, which, I liked that. It was neat to see two big guys go at it, and Braun winning was not really a surprise, and it was the right call.
Yeah.
He's just a lot of fun.
Yeah, he is. I absolutely love, like you said in the beginning, when he joined with the Wyatts, it was kind of like silent muscle kind of a thing, but now that he's come into his own, and he is his own singles kind of competitor at this point, and just does, the whole thing leading up to anything he did last year, going to Kurt Angle or going to whomever. I want competition. I want this. I want, just everything about that. Just absolutely love the guy.
Yeah, it's, and this event was a blast, I thought. Yes, it was a little too long.
Yeah.
But this was a fun.
It was. The Rumble was really fun.
Yeah, the Rumble in particular I thought was a real blast. It wasn't a super duper match with lots of flips and that kind of thing, but it was just enjoyable, and everybody got at least a little bit to do, which was nice.
Yeah. I think Ray got to dial up twice.
Yeah, they let him do the 619 a couple times. Yeah. That I remember.
Yeah. Yeah. And, it was just so fun. As far as the rest of the pay-per-view goes, honestly, the beginning match and the Rumble were my two favorites.
Yeah, I do. I mentioned it before. I enjoyed the 4-way quite a bit as well.
The 4-way was good, yeah.
This is a hard one for me to rate overall, just because it was just enjoyable. And stuff like this is what makes the network worth it. It didn't feel like a house show, but it didn't feel like a normal pay-per-view or anything either, and it was just kind of fun. I wish that I could say that about more of their programming, because they do have too much stuff that it almost feels like work to watch.
Yeah.
Especially when you've got 7 hours of some of these.
Mm-hmm.
But this one wasn't a real chore. Although, again, it probably helped that thanks to the network, I kind of skipped. Yeah. I was able to watch it in more than one sitting. Yeah. You know, you watch it, you skip some stuff, and then you go back to it. That was nice.
Yep, absolutely. Scale to 0 to 5 for the GCR Universal Rating System. I'd probably give it a 3.5 out of 5, I guess.
Yeah, I'd give it a 3.5 with the caveat that it's definitely worth watching and fun. So
yeah, absolutely. All right, folks, that's going to do it for us. Coming up next, I believe Ryan's going to be back because we're going to be discussing the HBO documentary Andre the Giant.
Speaking of things that are good watch and enjoyable.
Yes, exactly. So we're going to be doing that. After that, I think, is another Superstar Spotlight. I'm not sure who it's going to be on, or it might be something else. I don't know. I might change the schedule between then and now. And then after that, episode 39 will be Backlash, the first co-branded WWE pay-per-view. What did you think? Did you notice the advertisement on Greatest Royal Rumble for that with the song with all of the, like, Carmella starts singing and then they have the whole song bit? I thought that was kind of crazy.
I don't know. It cut away. No, just kidding. Yeah, I did.
Let's do this thing.
Lay it on me?
Okay. I'm in the zone now. This is gonna be phenomenal.
We're not afraid of dreaming big. We're not afraid to bring the fight. Wanted the best of both worlds, and it starts here tonight.
Always knew we'd be better when we're together, right? Like we could conquer the world, even just for a night. I still remember the time and place when the vision came. From that day on, we've been elevated, ain't been the same. It's like we took what we wanted and didn't ask for it. Let it go, no concern for the past or if we were taking our only shot, now fast forward. Look what we built, now we bigger, better, and that's cause
we want the best of the best of the best. That feeling, our heart beating out of our chest. Cause this is the life, every night. We want it all.
Yeah, we want it all.
We're not afraid of dreaming big. We're not afraid to bring the fight. Wanted the best of both worlds, and it starts here tonight. When all the stars they collide, now the future looks bright. We want the best of both worlds, and it starts here tonight.
Best of both worlds, and it starts here tonight.
I need like a water.
We're not afraid of dreaming big. We're not afraid to bring the fight. Wanted the best of both worlds, and it starts here tonight.
That's how it's done.
That's a wrap. That's a wrap. Take it home.
Again, it just felt like it was a... Yeah, it felt like a lot of this was a commercial or an audition for Backlash, but it still worked. The one that didn't work probably was Shinsuke AJ, unfortunately.
Yeah, obviously not, no. Because that's just no. So, join us next time, folks, when we talk about Andre the Giant here on Mayhem Mics on the GeekCast Radio Network and This Week in Geek.
You just made the list.
All clear.
Legs are tied, whose hands are broken. Alone I try, with words unspoken. Silent cry, a breath
earth is frozen with blinded eyes. I fear myself. It's burning down, it's burning high. When ashes fall, the legends rise. We burn it out, a mile wide. When ashes fall, the legends rise. Throat is dry, my vision's fading.